Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome back to the lecture number 2 on the plant physiology chapter unit, that is mineral nutrition. Last class, we discussed about hydroponic technique and plant nutrients. In last class, we studied about the macronutrients, the various micronutrients. Examples have given you the code to remember the various type of mineral elements as well. Today's class, as compared to last class, today's class would be most important from this chapter. Lecture number 2 and lecture number 4 will be the most crucial or the question makers favorite areas. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about a +4 guaranteed mark MCQ point of view, that is the role of macro and micronutrients and the deficiency and toxicity of various mineral nutrition or nutrients. So right now you'll be wondering what is the role. In last class, guys, we studied about the chipmunks cafe, the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, nitrogen, then about the micronutrients, boron, copper, everything we have studied, manganese, magnesium, molybdenum and all, right? So we'll be discussing about the various functions in which form the particular molecule or this particular mineral element is absorbed inside inside the plants. Then what function does that particular ion serve for the plants? Along with if deficiency of something causes, we might have also observed in older leaves, browning of the leaf, that is a leaf's green color turns yellow, the yellow color turns brown. We have seen that. Then in certain leaves you will see white spots on them, powdery mildew you'll see on them. You'll see rolling of the leaf, and the sidewise portion will turn brown, yellow in color. So various kinds of deficiency and toxicity symptoms we can see around us itself. Okay, so let's discuss one by one anyway. Let's move on with this. Those who have not become a part of our Telegram channel, don't forget to join our Telegram channel. The link will be in the description box. So let's discuss one by one. The very first essential mineral element that we are going to discuss is the nitrogen. Okay, everyone. So nitrogen is actually the essential mineral element which is required by the plant or which are required by the organism in the greatest amount. Yes, of course, it's about the plant, right? So this is a very, very important point. It is required in the greatest amount. It is mainly absorbed in the form of NO3 minus. So guys, last 2018 NEET exam, this was a question, that is in which form iron was absorbed. So in the textbook, they also mentioned like it is mainly absorbed in the form of ferric ion Fe3 plus. It is also absorbed in the form of Fe2 plus ions as well. So in the examination, they have given ferric ion, ferrous ion, both ferric and ferrous ion, none of these. So most of them gone with the answer both ferric and ferrous, since both of them were mentioned in the NCERT. But read the question carefully. The question was plants mainly absorb iron in the form of. So it's very important to note out this term, mainly in the form of NO3 minus. They also take up in the form of NO2 minus as well as NH4 plus, but as compared to the quantity absorbed, NO3 minus or nitrate ion absorption will be greater in the plants. Then we have to study, whenever we take a particular mineral element for our study, we have to learn in which form is it absorbed by the plants, what are the major functions. So 2 points you have to study in all the elements. We have to study 11 or 12. You have to study everything in detail. Okay. Nitrogen is required by all parts of the plant, particularly the meristematic tissues and the metabolically active cells. Okay. So in the examination, a question may come like that. Name the mineral element which is required by the meristematic tissues of the plant and metabolically active cell. Okay, so your answer options will contain nitrogen, carbon, boron, copper. So many elements we are studying. As I have already told you, we will be studying 13 to 14 elements. So among that, you have to choose the answer. So for that, you have to by heart the function. So the element which is required by the meristematic tissue and the metabolically active cells, it is nitrogen. It is a major constituent of protein, nucleic acid, vitamins, and hormone. Okay, so guys, you have to study this very carefully. Protein, nucleic acid, vitamins, and hormone. In your exam or in the upcoming slides, you will learn that it is a major constituent of proteins, nucleic acid, and vitamins. There won't be hormone. So if hormone is also included, the answer would change from A to B. Okay, that is your answer will change to nitrogen. Clear? If hormone is not included, then your answer will be other one. So be careful about each point, which is very, very important. So nitrogen, it is absorbed mainly in the form of NO3 minus ion. NO3 minus ion, and it is absorbed also in the form of NO2 minus ion and NH4 plus ion as well. It is required by all meristematic tissues and metabolically active cells. It is a major constituent of protein, nucleic acid, vitamins, and hormones. Clear, everybody? I hope it's perfectly fine for everyone. Let's move on with the next one. Next one is the phosphorus. Phosphorus is mainly absorbed in the form of phosphate ion. Okay, phosphorus is mainly absorbed in the form of phosphate ions. That is either H2PO4 minus or H2PO4 2 minus. Okay, H2. Sometimes it may be due to the typing mistake. The formula is not correctly prepared in this slide. H2PO4 minus or as HPO4 2 minus. Just you have to study it is absorbed mainly in the form of phosphate ion. Look, this is what I told. It is a major constituent of cell membrane, certain protein, nucleic acid, and nucleotide. It is required for all phosphorylation. What is phosphorylation? You will study in the chapter photosynthesis, which is the next chapter which I will be taking for you guys. Okay. Next few chapters, I will try to complete the plant physiology because this time certain students felt difficulty with the botany part for NEET 2021. So you'll be first of all trying to cover all the botany part. Not this time, every time they will face difficulty with the botany part. Okay, so name the element which is required for all photophosphorylation reactions. It is the phosphorus. Name the element which is a constituent of cell membrane, proteins, nucleic acid, and nucleotides. It is the phosphorus. Name the form in which phosphorus is absorbed by the plants. It is in the form of phosphate ion. Next, the third one, which is the potassium. Next is the third element, which is the potassium. So as I have already told you, this class, there won't be extra information for me to just keep on telling. I'll be just reading out what is written over here. I've included maximum points on the slide. So I'll be reading all these points in detail, or I'll be explaining all these points in detail there. And I'm asking you the question also. So please be quick and active with me on the comment section as well. Clear? So potassium is mainly absorbed as potassium ion or K plus ion. Okay, potassium is mainly absorbed by the plants as K plus ion. In the chapter transport of plants also you have studied about the importance of potassium ion. That is, it helps in the opening and closing of these stomata. It also helped in the opening and closing of these stomata. It is more required in more abundant quantities in the meristematic tissue, buds, leaves, and root tip. Which was the element that was required in the most abundant quantity by the plants? It was nitrogen. Element which is required in abundant quantity in meristematic tissues, buds, leaves, and root tip. It is the potassium. Okay. Potassium helps to maintain the anion-cation balance in the cells of the plant. Okay, helps in the anion-cation balance. Very important previous year question. Name the mineral element in plant which balances the anions and cations. Potassium. It is required in protein synthesis. Very important points I'm telling. It is required in protein synthesis, opening and closing of these stomata, activation of the enzymes, and maintenance of the turgidity of the cell. This have been asked for an AIMS question. Match the following. 4 elements with 4 different functions have been asked. So match the following type of question is very common from this chapter in order to test your compactability and your hard work. Okay, instead of asking a single question like name the element which is required for the opening and closing of stomata, They'll give you 4 elements, they'll give you 5 options in column B, and they'll ask you to match the following. So you have to study. It helps in anion-cation balance, activation of the enzyme, opening and closing of stomata, protein synthesis, and maintenance of the turgidity of the cells, mainly absorbed in the form of potassium ions or K plus ion. Next, element number 4, we are going to study about calcium. Okay, calcium is mainly absorbed in the form of calcium 2 plus ion. Okay, Ca2 plus ion or calcium 2 plus ion. It is required by the meristematic and the differentiating tissues. It is required by the meristematic and the differentiating tissues. Very important, as we have studied in the cell division chapter, calcium pectate present in the middle lamellae. Look, middle lamellae is formed of calcium or magnesium pectate. Very important point. That would be the question from this area. Clear? It is required for the formation of mitotic spindle during cell division. Okay, it helps in cell division as well. It helps in cell. Okay, required in the cell division process. Okay, so calcium is a very important element. It is absorbed by the plants mainly in the form of calcium 2 plus ions or Ca2 plus ions, required by the meristematic and the differentiating tissues. It is mainly present in the middle lamellae of the plant cell wall as calcium pectate. It is required for the formation of mitotic spindle. Guys, the only thing which you can do is take a fresh piece of paper, write down the element, write down the functions and the form in which it is absorbed in a paper, read it frequently. That's the only way which I can suggest for you to learn and remember these things. It accumulates in the older leaves. It accumulates in the older leaves and it is involved in the normal functioning of the cell membrane. Normal functioning of the cell membrane along with it accumulates in the older leaves. It's the main functions and it activates certain enzymes and plays an important role in regulating the metabolic activity. In very different elements, we have studied about the regulating the metabolic activity. We studied in a lot of elements. We'll study. So don't get confused. They won't, if they are asking you such kind of things. These two were previous year question. Calcium pectate present in the middle lamellae, formation of mitotic spindle. Most important point or most important function of calcium. Clear? Let's move on with the next 5th element, that is the manganese. Not manganese, it's magnesium. Okay, 5th element, which is the magnesium. Magnesium is mainly absorbed in the form of a divalent magnesium 2 plus ions. It is involved in the enzymes of respiration and photosynthesis. It is involved in the synthesis of DNA and RNA, very important, synthesis of nucleotides. It is a constituent of the ring structure of the chlorophyll and helps to maintain the ribosome structure. Both of these are previous year question. Helps to maintain the ribosome structure and forms a ring structure of magnesium. Look this. Ring structure of chlorophyll, which is a green colored pigment that help in the process of photosynthesis. So magnesium is a central element. It is actually the constituent of the ring structure of the chlorophyll molecule. It also helps to maintain the ribosome structure. So what are the important points in magnesium? It is absorbed in the form of magnesium 2 plus ions, Mg2 plus. It activates the enzymes of respiration and photosynthesis. It is involved in the synthesis of nucleotides or nucleic acids like RNA and DNA. It is a constituent of the ring of the chlorophyll and it helps to maintain the ribosome structure. Next, 6th element, which is a sulfur. Guys, there is nothing extra for me to speak out. That's why moving faster as compared, because if I complete this faster, you will get time to complete the portion. Okay, so sulfur is mainly absorbed in the form of sulfate ion and it is present, it is an integral part of amino acid, that is, it is present in 2 important amino acid, cysteine and methionine. So this is a structure of cysteine, this is a structure for methionine. So cysteine, you will find the sulfur over here cysteine, you will find the sulfur over here and methionine, you will find the sulfur. You doesn't need to study the structure. This structure I have included just to make you understand where is the location of the sulfur. Okay, so sulfur forms an integral part of two amino acid, that is the cysteine and methionine are sulfur containing amino acid. We have already studied about this in the chapter biomolecules as well. It is a constituent of several coenzymes, vitamins such as thiamine, biotin, coenzyme A, and ferredoxin. So name a mineral element that forms an integral part of ferredoxin: sulfur. Okay. Thiamine, biotin, coenzyme A, they are all under sulfur. So that is very important. Okay. So what all things we have studied? We have studied sulfur, sulfate ion, cysteine and methionine, several coenzyme, vitamins, and ferredoxin. Magnesium, Mg2 plus ion, enzymes of respiration, photosynthesis, synthesis of DNA and RNA, constituent of the ring structure of chlorophyll, helps to maintain the ribosome structure. Calcium, Ca2 plus ion, calcium pectide, formation of mitotic spindle. Potassium, K plus ion, protein synthesis, anion cation balance, opening and closing of stomata, maintenance of turgidity of the cell. Phosphorus, phosphate ion, cell membranes, certain proteins, nucleic acid, nucleotide phosphorylation reactions. Nitrogen, NO3 minus ions, meristematic tissue, metabolically active cells, and forms an integral part of so many compounds. Yes. Now we are moving on with the next compound, that is the iron. So this was a previous year NEET 2018 question, mainly absorbed in the form of Fe3 plus ion or ferric ion. Important. It is required in larger quantities in comparison to other micronutrients. It is an important constituent of protein, involved in the transfer of electrons like ferredoxin and cytochromes. Very important. Right now, you will not understand what is this ferredoxin and what is this cytochrome, but droppers will understand what is this cytochromes, what is this ferredoxin, or students who have studied the chapter photosynthesis in your school will understand what is ferredoxin and what is cytochrome. Okay, so we'll discuss about the cytochromes and ferredoxin in the next chapter, very next chapter, photosynthesis, which I'll be taking for you. Okay, so ferredoxin and cytochrome. Look, iron is present. Here also iron is present, ferredoxin and cytochromes. It is reversibly oxidized from Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus during electron transfer. It activates the catalase enzyme. So which is the mineral element required for the activation of the catalase enzyme? It is the iron. So iron activates the catalase enzyme, and it is also important for the formation of chlorophyll. So for the formation of chlorophyll, iron plays an important role, but in the chlorophyll structure, which is the element present, it is the magnesium which forms the cyclic structure of chlorophyll. Clear? So these are some of the important points from this chapter. Okay. Now let's move on with the next element, that is the manganese. Manganese is the next element. Manganese is mainly absorbed in the form of Mn2 plus ion or manganese ion. It activates many enzymes involved in photosynthesis, respiration, nitrogen metabolism, etc. And the best defined function of manganese is the photolysis of water. In your 10th standard, you have studied about this. Photolysis of water is known as splitting of water in the chapter life process in plants, right? So manganese is the element. Okay, splitting up of water. Manganese plays an important role. Clear, everybody? Okay, so manganese is absorbed in the form of Mn2 plus ion. It is an activator of many enzymes involved in photosynthesis, respiration, and nitrogen fixation. It plays an important role in the splitting of water or photolysis. Ninth element is the zinc. Zinc is mainly absorbed as Zn2 plus ion. Okay, zinc ion. It activates various enzymes, especially carboxylases enzyme. Name the element which is required for the synthesis of auxin in plant. Auxin is a phytohormone you have studied in the chapter plant growth and development. Zinc also activates alcohol dehydrogenase. Very important. Okay, very important one. Clear? So zinc is mainly observed in plants in the form of Zn2 plus ion. It activates various enzymes, especially carboxylases. It is also needed in the synthesis of the plant growth regulator, which is the auxin. It also activates the enzyme known as alcohol dehydrogenase. Clear? So just I'm repeating each and every point 2 times. Okay, the next one is the copper. So copper is mainly absorbed in the form of Cu2 plus ion or cupric ion. Very important. It's not cuprous ion, it's cupric ion, Cu2 plus. It is essential for the overall metabolism in the plants. It is associated with the redox reactions. Okay, it is involved in the redox reaction. So copper and all will not be asked as a question, but just pay attention since it is mentioned in the NCERT. A micro element, boron. Okay, boron is mainly present as BO3 minus or B4O7 2 minus ion. Clear? Boron is very important. It is needed for pollen germination, pollen tube germination, and also for cell elongation, cell differentiation, carbohydrate translocation as well. Is it clear for everybody? Look, pollen tube, if you had schools and all, in your class 12th, you will be doing this experiment, pollen tube germination or pollen tube formation. You'll observe the same growth of this pollen tube under the microscope. It was a laboratory experiment in biology. Okay. So boron main function is pollen germination. Next, 12th element, as we move on, the number of functions that we have to study keeps on decreasing. Okay, good one, right? Molybdate ion, molybdate ion. Okay, MOO2 2 minus ion, MOO2 2 minus ion. Component of the nitrogenase enzyme. What is this nitrogenase enzyme? We'll come across towards lecture number 3 and lecture number 4. And nitrate reductase and helps in nitrogen metabolism. So name the element which plays an important role in nitrogen fixation by acting as a component of the nitrogenase enzyme. Molybdenum, very important. So molybdenum we have studied now. We have studied boron, copper, zinc, manganese we have studied. So manganese, zinc, copper, boron, and molybdenum. Next, the last and final one is the chlorine. So chlorine is absorbed in the form of chloride ion. It also helps in the maintenance of anion-cation balance. Water splitting reaction. Clear? That is, what is the term for the water splitting reaction? Photolysis of water. Splitting up of water or photolysis of water. So that is a function over here. Clear? So that's all about the role of micro and macronutrients. Right now, we have to study about the deficiency symptoms of the essential elements. Okay. The topic 2 that we scheduled for today, deficiency symptoms of essential elements. So guys, you might have seen these kinds of leaves, right? These kinds of leaf you might have seen, yellow in the middle, yellowing of the leaf along the corner, then turning violet brown. Okay, this is a healthy leaf as you see around. Clear? So these are all due to various deficiency syndromes. Look, if it is absorbing like this brownish violet color, then it is due to the phosphorus deficiency. You can find out phosphorus is deficient. Add some phosphorus. If it become excess, that would lead to toxic condition. That will again causes this. Okay. So yellowing of the leaf along the corners, potassium deficiency, nitrogen deficiency, yellowing of the leaf towards the center. Okay. So guys, as in humans, exactly like in the case of humans, plants also requires this particular what? Mineral ions in a particular quantity. For example, a particular concentration. Let me tell you with that. Okay, a particular concentration. Look, this is a concentration. Okay, this is a concentration, say to be A dash. Okay. And I'm adding a particular nutrient below this quantity. I'm adding a nutrient below this quantity. Then the plant will be showing what? Deficit. Okay. It will show what? Retarded growth or deficiency. If it is supplied above this, it will again become toxic in condition. Okay. So you have to supply that in a particular concentration, and that concentration you will call them as critical concentration. Okay. Okay. You will call them as critical concentration. So the concentration of the essential element below which the plant growth is retarded, below which the plant growth is retarded, and above which what happens, above which the particular mineral element will become toxic in nature. Clear? Done, everyone? Yes. So common diagrams or common leaves which you find, brown spots like this on the leaf. Look, just tell me, guys, I'm giving you a task. After today's class, today it's night, right? So don't go for searching out in your gardens. Okay, everybody just will have at least one plant in your house, right? Either if some of you will tell like there are no plants, at least one plant will be there. Either vegetable, fruit or flowering plant, whatever. Ornamental plant, medicinal plant or whatever. At least one. Examine the leaf. If you find any kind of a leaf like this, just capture that image and send it to me on Telegram. Done, everybody. This is going to be a first seminar that I'm going to give you, a first homework that I'm going to give you. Just let me know how much of you have examined your surrounding and find out the plant disorders. Yes, after becoming doctor, after getting an MBBS, we'll find out the deficiencies, toxic conditions and extra disorders in humans, right? If we go with veterinary, we'll find it with animals. So who are there to find out the plants? Right now in your studying period, just go. Don't just spend a one entire day behind the plants. Don't pursue your parents to go to some botanical gardens or to some relatives' home where there are a lot. No, just in your home, in your friend garden or in your backyard vegetable garden or wherever. If you find a leaf like this, either of this, I'll show you so many images. So among anything, if you find, you can just capture that and send me. Let me see how many of you are examining the environment. So guys, the deficiency symptom tend to appear first in the older leaves. So we will observe the particular deficiency symptom of a particular element in older leaf. The deficiency symptom of elements such as nitrogen, potassium, and magnesium. They are all what? They are all mobile elements. That is, they can all travel. They can all move. Mobile elements. They are first visible in the senescent leaf. So nitrogen, potassium, N, P, M or PMN. You can write anything you have to study. Potassium, magnesium and nitrogen. They are all mobile elements, so they can move. Their deficiency symptom are first visible in the senescent leaf. What is senescent leaf? Older leaves, right? Whereas elements such as sulfur and calcium, they are immobile. That is, they will not move from one part to other. So their deficiency symptom first appear in the young tissue. Previous year NEET question. Okay, immobile elements, sulfur and calcium, the deficiency symptoms of the immobile elements are first observed in. So you have to identify what are all the immobile elements, sulfur and calcium. Where is it observed? The deficiency disorder observed very firstly, we'll observe that in the young tissue. Whereas mobile elements like PMN, that is potassium, magnesium and nitrogen, they will be observed in the older or the senescent leaves. Next, about the 5 conditions have been mentioned in the NCERT. So we have to study the 5 disorders. Okay. First one is chlorosis. Second one is necrosis, stunted plant growth, premature fall of leaves and buds, inhibition of cell division. These are 5 important deficiency disorders which we see in the plants. Let's discuss one by one. This is also a question maker's favorite area. You'll be given the symptoms of the chlorosis, that is loss of a plant showing a loss of chlorophyll and yellowing of leaf is due to the deficiency of which of the following element. So they'll give you options containing any of this one element. So that will be the option. Listen very carefully. So chlorosis means yellowing of the leaf. Due to the loss of chlorophyll, you'll find the yellowing of the leaf. It is due to the deficiency of nitrogen. Okay, one sec. It is due to the deficiency of nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc, and molybdenum. That is what it is, the chlorosis. Very important. Nitrogen and potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc, and molybdenum. Okay, everyone. Next is a necrosis. Necrosis is actually the death of the tissue or a particular plant of particular part of a plant due to the deficiency of calcium, magnesium, copper, and potassium. Write and study, revise thoroughly again and again. You will get about this. Okay, so chlorosis due to the deficiency of all those. Necrosis, calcium, magnesium, copper, and potassium. Next, third one is the inhibited cell division due to the lack of nitrogen, potassium, and sulfur. Here also you'll find nitrogen, potassium, and sulfur. Here also you'll find potassium, okay, and molybdenum as well. Here also you'll find molybdenum, okay. So that is the inhibited cell division. So that is, there won't be essential amount of cell division happening. So guys, if a particular element, suppose I'm taking an element A, if an element is supplied in low quantity, it would become deficient. If it is supplied with high quantity, it will supply or it will have toxic condition. So there has to be a concentration at which the elements are optimum. Clear? And for that, we are observing the conditions of critical temperature or critical concentration. One of the very important or a very prominent toxic condition is the manganese. Still, chlorosis, necrosis, inhibition of cell division, and all were what? Deficiency disorders. Now let's have only a single toxic condition mentioned in the NCERT, that is manganese toxicity. Prominent symptom is the brown spot surrounded by chlorotic veins. Chlorotic veins means what? Look, all these areas I am marking with white is yellow in color, right? Is yellow in color. And it is surrounded by brown, right? It is surrounded by this brown, right? So brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins. It competes with iron and magnesium for its uptake. So which are the two competing elements of manganese? Magnesium and iron. Clear? It also inhibits calcium translocation. Clear? So these are some of the points which we have to discuss in today's class. Thank you guys. See you in next class with a super amazing lecture, part 3 of this chapter, that is, which is the next one. Mechanism of absorption and nitrogen fixation 0.1. Clear? So bye-bye everybody. See you in next class. Do study the plants. Send me the picture. Okay? If it is 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, different images, you can send me. Done everyone, and do comment about the session in the comment section. Bye-bye guys. See you.